You're listening to The Straight Line on MRN.com, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day. And also brought to you by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
Welcome to MRN's The Straight Line, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. The week after the 4-wide at ZMax, Ralph Shaheen and Doug Herbert with you. In between, going down to Atlanta for the Southern Nationals, which is right around the corner. We got a great show for you. Shawn Langdon is going to be on with us, and we got a lot to talk about with him. And then Doug went back out to the racetrack Monday when everybody was testing. We got a lot of great insight there, so we're going to have a whole segment just from out there. So what did you think about the weekend in general?
I'll tell you what, Friday was a bit of a washout, really. I mean, the weather was kind of crummy, but Saturday was awesome, and Sunday was great. So it was a good weekend racing. If the only day that you were able to come out there was on Friday, you kind of got gypped. But Saturday and Sunday, there was nothing wrong with either of those days, for sure.
And a massive crowd on Saturday, right?
Great crowd, yeah. I mean, they were 10 deep along the fence, and every seat I could see was full. So I would say... everybody got their money's worth on Saturday for sure.
Yeah, Sunday was a lot of fun. Of course, we made a little history with Shawn getting the win, which was very cool. We're going to get into that, and of course, he'll be here with us in a little bit. I got to attend on Sunday, hustle back from Supercross, and I thought the racing was really good.
It really was. Yeah, I mean, they were side by side. On qualifying on Saturday, there was, one or two cars. The 4-wide thing was kind of... It just wasn't great because not enough cars were going down the track side by side. On Sunday, though, there was a lot of 4-wide runs, like full pulls down the track. I thought it was really good. And the same thing, you hear people whine, I don't really like the 4-wide. Well, all I do is look in the stands, and the stands are full. I guess somebody likes it.
Yeah, it was fun. I went with my son Lucas, and we went and hung out after. It's always kind of cool is to just go underneath the grandstands, get something to eat or drink or whatever, kind of cool your body down from the sun. It was a warm day.
Yeah.
And just sitting down, just pick a table, right? To sit down, just start talking to race fans. Came across a couple, came all the way from Dallas just for the 4-wide.
Wow.
And it was the first time they'd been to a 4-wide, and they just loved it.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. I like watching. It's a lot to watch. Like you've got to really train your eye, and you got to figure out, okay, that number is flashing, that number is solid. But as far as racing excitement, man, it is pretty exciting for racing.
Look, if you're into drag racing, you need to experience the 4-wide just to say you've seen it.
Right. And TV doesn't do it justice.
Not
it
even
really
close.
Doesn't.
No. And that's no offense to our friends at Fox.
Right.
It's a really, even traditional drag racing, it's a hard thing to capture the experience, the sensory overload of Nitro.
Right.
Right.
And 4-wide.
And then you throw 4-wide in it, and it just like blows your mind.
Yeah.
It just blows your mind.
Yep. Unbelievable weekend, though. Steve Torrance, back to winning form. He really kind of clobbered him on Sunday, to be honest. I mean, he did an unbelievable job. That team, they were back to their form, their last year form. There's a reason why they got the number 1 in the car, and they showed Sunday why that is.
Yeah, and Hike didn't win, but boy, he's just putting the laps in, isn't he?
Well, they were strong. Well, speaking of winning, we've got the winner, Shawn Langdon, coming up online, which I think is pretty cool. We're talking to him about his crew chief, his crew consultant, whatever, is Nicky Bonifani, but also Del Worsham. Del Worsham is the only other guy to win both Top Fuel and Funny Car at ZMax Dragway, which, of course, Shawn Langdon did both also.
That's right. So we're going to take a quick break so we can get Shawn on the phone with us right away. So stay with us. MRN's The Straight Line, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts, just getting started.
O'Reilly. Is your check engine light on? Don't ignore it. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today and let our professional parts people scan your vehicle for free. We'll retrieve the codes, discuss possible solutions, and even help you find a professional technician if needed. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts today for our free check engine light help. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi folks, Mike Bagley here. At MRN, we rely on equipment from Racing Electronics.
Joey Logano to the lead on the back straightaway.
Racing Electronics has scanners and headphones. We can listen to every uncensored conversation between driver and crew.
You won the championship, baby, yeah!
And when we need live audio, in-car cameras, and up-to-the-second statistics, we use their latest handheld unit called Legend. To learn more about these products and many others, visit racingelectronics.com. Racing Electronics, the official two-way communication partner of MRN. Join Motor Racing Network every Tuesday night for NASCAR Live. Get the latest news and exclusive interviews from the biggest names in the sport.
But I mean, I don't know how to summarize it any better that, a driver's home track where his family and friends are all present just feels like a bigger event.
Hear the thoughts and opinions from NASCAR insiders and much more.
I mean, when people come up to me all the time and say, hey, Rusty, who's going to win this week? I consistently say the 4-car.
It's NASCAR Live every Tuesday evening at 7 Eastern on the Motor Racing Network.
Welcome back to MRN's The Straight Line, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts, as we get ready to bring on the line the big winner from ZMax Dragway in the 4-wide, Shawn Langdon. Congratulations, Shawn. That was an amazing day, I'm sure, for you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there was after last year and the first part of this year, hadn't been able to win. Last year was like the first year and couldn't tell you how long that I haven't won in either the pro side or the sportsman side or heck anything that I race in throughout all of the different weekends of the year. So it's kind of a rough year last year. So I kind of didn't really know what happened. Just kind of one of those years. You got to take good years with the bad years. So coming out this year, we added Dale Worsham to our car, so that was a huge benefit for us. But we hadn't really had the results of the first couple races, but we knew the potential and the talent of the team. We didn't really do anything spectacular last weekend, but we just were in the right place at the right time and had the race car when we needed it and had a little bit of the luck when we needed it as well. And things just kind of fell our way.
Well, it seems like that whole Collada Funny Car bunch is doing, they're going the right direction, right? They have number one on your teammate's J.R. Todd car, and you getting the win this weekend. Seems like the program is coming around pretty darn good.
Yeah, and it really has. Obviously last year, JR, he reaped all the benefits from it all, from the progress that they've been making with the funny cars, and which was awesome to see. I mean, he did a fantastic job driving last year, but it was kind of neat to kind of see him go through his transitions. I guess as I'm learning in my rookie year, he's learning in his sophomore year. I kind of felt like I was kind of the younger kid, the younger kid kind of learning from the older brother type of thing of just I'm learning my stuff, but I'm also learning his stuff as well. I just definitely, I've kept my ears open and try to keep my mouth shut as much as possible and just kind of soak up all the different aspects of funny car driving. And it's just been a big learning curve for both of us. So we've just really, his car kind of took a good liking to the different direction that we went with the funny cars. Ours kind of, it showed potential, but it struggled at times. We just weren't able to find the consistency, but, we've really worked hard at bringing that back, and we seem to have got it. And, now we're just trying to pick apart the little stuff on the car, just trying to, I think where we lack a little bit is maybe on the really fast runs, the late night sessions, where, you got to have the throwdown runs. We're not quite there yet, but we're dang close.
What do you think's holding you back there, Shawn?
Oh man, there's a million things. I don't really think it's just one thing in particular. It's just how these funny cars are. They're finicky and they're picky, and they're like an angry girlfriend. They just you don't really know what it wants, and it doesn't really tell you what it wants. But you just got to figure it out. When you figure it out, it'll get better. But we've seen the progress with it, which has been a good thing. So the first couple races, we've kind of snuck up on the qualifying orders, as the races have progressed. We were fifth last weekend. So we've just kind of been picking apart at it. And, but one thing that working with Dell and Nikki, that they just really strive for is the consistency. Let's bring the consistency to the race car, and then we'll start picking at getting the thing faster. So we kind of started establishing that, and then we missed it on on the one run that we got on Friday night for qualifying, and it shook the tires. But we went out there, and I know Q4 was kind of like, all right, let's kind of get a little aggressive and kind of throw some stuff at it and see how it likes it, and it responded well to it. Made a good run, went that 394, and so we were able to learn a lot from that, which kind of really helped us out on Sunday.
That's great. And, it seems like you've had some pretty good luck at ZMax Dragway in 2012. You got your first Top Fuel win there, and then 7 years later, you go back to your first funny car win. This place has got to be one of those places you kind of like coming back to.
Yeah, and I'm actually looking at some property out here, too.
There you go.
That much. Yeah. So, yeah, no, it's it's just weird. Everybody knows in racing how things go, and it's just some tracks you go to and things click, and sometimes you walk into some tracks and you trip over everything walking in, and it's just ZMax seems to be one of those tracks for us. For me, in my career, that I've been able to have some key highlight moments. Obviously, like I said, getting my first victory there with Alan Johnson, and then getting into the funny car deal, and yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool with my first four-wide victory as well. So I guess it just sometimes in life things kind of play out weird, and you don't really understand why, but then it's kind of once the story starts to unfold, you kind of look at that and go, I get it now. I understand why. So I've had to be patient, but it's well worth it.
We're just watching the video replay of your run and the mosh pit celebration that has become traditional with your organization. You didn't get to be a part of that, obviously, up top there. When they caught up with you at the far end of the racetrack, did they jump you?
They tried. I stood my ground. I had a good balance. So fortunately, I've been on the starting line for Doug and Richie and JR's victories. So I kind of know the stance to not get just completely demolished in those things. I guess driving, that's a one benefit to driving is that you're not in that mosh pit. It looked crazy, man. Those they were pumped up. It's pretty cool. It's cool that the guys, I guess start their own kind of tradition. That's something that's been a part of the Coletta tradition for a long time, is the big mosh pits on the starting line. And I remember when I first got hired onto Coletta, it was like, all right, I'm part of Coletta now. I'm gonna get in these mosh pits, and the first victory that I was a part of with the team. I guess it was back in 2017 when I was driving the dragster. I remember standing on the starting line, and then actually when you're there and it all unfolds and you see these big dudes jumping on one another, you kind of get that running start towards it, and then you slow yourself up and go, all right, I better rethink this, because if I get hurt, this isn't going to turn out well.
Yeah, back in the days of Jimmo and Jono were a little bit younger, they would do some damage. I know, I guarantee you.
Oh, yeah, Nicky came back and he says, my gut hurt. I got hit a couple times.
Hey, Shawn, tell us, you're the hottest guy on tour right now, going down to Atlanta. What are you guys looking for this weekend, building on the momentum that you generated last weekend with the win?
Well, I mean, obviously, we're looking to keep the winning ways up. Atlanta's a little bit of a tricky track down there. But I think, kind of with things that, like I said, just how we've been doing with the tune-up and everything. I mean, it's been working well. Working with Del Worsham and Nicky Bonifani, I mean, that's a dream scenario right there. They're just on the track and off the track, two very class acts and awesome guys to work for. I mean, and it's just awesome the relationship that I've been able to build up with both of those guys. Nicky, just learning a lot of things from him. I mean, he's worked with some top quality drivers throughout the years, and then obviously Del Worsham, his resume speaks for itself.
Nicky worked for me for a while.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I mean, Nicky's always good for a story. Nicky's always got a good story. But that's one thing I love working about. You could have a bad day at the racetrack, and at the end of the day, you sit in the lounge and you kind of debrief about everything, all the runs and all the stuff. And Nicky's going to tell a story about something, and it always gets your belly laughing. So he always brings a lot of light and a lot of entertainment into the pit area, which is good, especially when you kind of go through a little bit of a losing spurt. But yeah, I mean, working with Del, I mean, dude, I've learned so much from that guy in the first 6 races of this year, just driving the car and just the relationship that I feel like I've just kind of excelled in my learning curves as far as just talking to him and the way he can explain things. It's kind of, you get that driver crew chief relationship, and just I've been picking his brain like no other, just about anything and everything. But it's definitely been a steep learning curve, but I love the challenge of it. That's kind of what keeps me excited about driving the funny car.
It's drag racing season, but it's also baseball season. And I know you're a big baseball guy. In fact, you had collegiate offers that you decided not to take because you wanted to pursue your drag racing. What was it about baseball that had you hooked? And then what was it about drag racing that you decided that's really where I need to go?
Well, I think just at an early age, I started playing baseball. I just was, from an early age, I was brought up around racing and sports and all that kind of stuff. So I just kind of really developed a competitive nature about me where it didn't matter what it was. I just wanted to do something. I wanted to figure out how to win. And I just took a liking to baseball early on. Fortunately, I was able to do decent at it, where I kind of was on, a lot of the all-star teams and started doing travel ball and all that. And I love playing. I just really, I like the fact of that, as a pitcher, you're never 100%. You're always learning. You're always trying to perfect different pitches. And I like being in the key situations, the pressure situations, the situations where you got to take a deep breath and really kind of focus. And I feel like there's a lot that can kind of translate from being a pitcher into being in a race car. So I think it just kind of, as it progressed, I played a lot of other sports, but I just really kind of stuck with baseball. And I think it just kind of came to a point where after high school, I just was really starting to kind of get the flow of drag racing going, and started running in like the amateur stuff, and was able to be a little bit successful in the initial stages of it. And, not to mention I kind of got to a point where I couldn't pick up my arm too well. So I was kind of seeing the baseball side kind of start petering out a little bit. But the drag racing, I loved it, man. I just loved everything about it. And I just really I had a good opportunity with the guy that gave me an opportunity to drive one of his cars and let me work during the week at his drywall company. And so I was hanging drywall during the week, try to make money and pay for my entry fees on the weekend to go race locally, and just kind of progress from there.
Well, that's a pretty cool way to get going, hanging drywall in the week and drag racing on the weekend. Awesome job. Hey, one more thing I wanted to ask you about. How's your dad doing? I know he was having some health issues, and everybody, of course, we want to wish him well.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Yeah, he's doing awesome. He obviously had cancer in his liver, and so he had a liver transplant. And he was over at Duke University. I mean, by far one of the best places in the world. Just the staff over there was absolutely just perfect, and everything how they did it, and just I guess kind of looking at it, just everything kind of, since he's had his transplant, everything's been almost best case scenario. I mean, his body's taken well to it, and it's reacting good, and just all of his they've been doing blood work, and so they've been keeping up with everything on that. So he's been doing great. He's actually up in Mebane right now, about 30 minutes west of Durham, and so I'm actually up here with him right now. So when I got done, I came out here before the race and spent a little time with him, and then obviously after the race I came back. So I'll be out here for a couple more days before I head down to Atlanta. But yeah, like I said, just heck, I hadn't won in a funny car in 29 races, and I kind of look in the mirror and say, damn, why? What's been the holdup? And kind of as the story unfolded, it's like, just how all this worked out. It's just kind of perfect story. And, my dad's doing better, and get the win for him and dedicate it to him. And, so he wasn't able to be at the track, but he was close by. So he definitely was watching on TV.
Well, it was cool for all of us that were there to be able to see you pull that off. Congratulations. Of course, the 1997 Junior National Dragster Champion, and now funny car winner too, Shawn Langdon. Hey, buddy, Thanks, congratulations, and best of luck when you get down to Atlanta.
Thank you. I appreciate you bringing that because now you're starting to age me a little bit.
Won 2013 NHRA Top Field champion.
That's right.
He's got plenty of championships behind him and in front of him, too.
He's won in everything. Good luck this weekend, Shawn.
All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you having me on.
All right. We'll see you soon. And stay with us. We're coming right back.
Here's your chance to win a set of your very own Hercules tires. Go to HerculesTires.com/MRN. Simply register, and each month we'll give away one set of tires. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading mileage coverage to get you wherever you need to go, no matter where the road takes you. Register now for your chance to win a set of Hercules tires at HerculesTires.com/MRN. Hercules Tires. Ride on our street.
Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, pick up 2 5.25-ounce bottles of Lucas Fuel Injector Cleaner for $8. Clean and lubricate your fuel system while increasing miles per gallon with 2 bottles of Lucas Fuel Injector Cleaner for $8 at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
He is the envy of the racing world.
I assumed that Ryan, Bubba, and Faith were all busy, and I was the next in the pecking order.
She goes way back.
When did you meet? 7th grade, 6th grade?
No, 9th grade. That was a minute ago.
And he just wants to be friends.
Are we friends? No.
It's the Sunday Money Podcast. Join Corey LaJoy, Daryl Mott, and Lauren Fox as they detail what it's like to live the racing lifestyle both on and off the track. Download and subscribe to Sunday Money on iTunes, Spotify, and your favorite podcast platform.
It's butts and nuts jammed in there.
Hey, it's Doug Herbert with MRN Straight Line. We're out here with one of our favorite guys, Antron Brown, out here at Monday Morning Nationals at the ZMax Dragway doing a little testing. I saw Mike Neff up in the trailer, Mark Oswald. I mean, dude, you got like a million years of experience there, and those, you got some great guys over here on this team.
Absolutely. I mean, we got really good brain trust on there, and they're really just collaborating. They're starting to work together. You see it all starting to mesh, and it's showing right now, man. I mean, we go out there and we're trying some stuff on the car, and it looks like it's working to our benefit. Now it's not implemented in Atlanta, and I think if everything just keeps on going as smooth as it is right now, we could take it to Atlanta. I think that we're going to make that next step up and be right where we need to be at, Doug. That's the key deal: is to build, get better, and get ready for the countdown. Running some new clutch disc that we have to implement, and it woke the car up. It literally woke it up. We always had trouble short timing. Our 60 foots now are in the 820s, and we're seeing it out there. I mean, that's what we've been missing. The car runs everywhere else great, but we always struggle off the starting line, and we just had 2 runs back-to-back where it was an 835, then went to an 825, and then I flickered above both times, and even my reaction times were 038 and 041. So we could just tell just by this, the clutch disc is making the car just grab, snapping it up, and making it go.
You know, fans don't realize, or a lot of even racers don't realize how critical those clutch discs are. Like, you go from one batch of clutch discs to the next batch of clutch discs, and it's like your whole tune-up changes on a fuel car because it's loading the motor, it's how you burn the fuel, it's just everything. It's so critical.
Absolutely. It's just the way everything works together. You'll get some that, like, you hit the gas and they'll be lazy, but then it gets aggressive down the racetrack. And you got some that'll make it jump up and snap, and then they peel away, and that's the packages we like to run. We like to run the ones where you grabs, brings the car up and make it go. And if you look at all the fast cars, like Mike Salinas right now, Steve Torrance, his whole group over there, I mean, Grubby over there on Brittany's car, Clay's car, all those cars snap, get up, and they motivate, and they do it all the time. And you know what? It all depends on the way you put all that stuff together.
Well, what's that old saying? Tom Conway, the old alcohol racer, told me one time, there's a million ways to do it wrong and one way to do it right, and then you found out there's 1,000,001 ways to do it wrong. So the problem is you got to go find out all those 1,000,001. But you guys, you know, this car, the team, obviously you guys know what you're doing, so it's just a matter of time. That's why you're out here testing today, to get some things ironed out, to go to Atlanta and put a W in the column, right?
That's the game plan, man. That's what we've been working for so hard all year, and all we know is we just want to be there, you know what I mean, get there. And we're always been like right there to get back to where we used to be. And right now, I think we just took today in this test session has helped us make a giant leap, and I'm looking forward to all the races to come.
Speaking of testing, how's your runs going today out here?
Oh, going real well, real well. I mean, we went out there really went to half track, shut it off. I mean, I went 375 at 270 mile an hour in the last run, but it actually went 2.96 seconds to half track at 293 mile an hour. So that's equivalent whatever back half. You put a 72 back half with it, you're running to 68. You put a 73 back half, which is a common back half, we run a 69. So we're right where we need to be.
That would have been pretty good. It's just a day late.
Yeah, I know, but you know what, though? It's always a work in progress, and sometimes when you struggle on race day, it makes you keep digging to find the things that you need to really work on. And we've always had a planned test session here no matter what we did yesterday, because we've been wanting to work on getting our car to get off that start line, because that's the name of the game.
Well, I'll tell you one thing you're off the start line pretty good is when we have our pancake breakfast over there. You're my guy. You come and this guy, he's like a stand-up entertainment for the crowd. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you coming and supporting our program, breaks, and just being a great guy. Well, I appreciate it.
Well, Doug, the thing about it is when you have a program like you have established, it's a program that changes people's lives. It changes kids' lives. It makes our parents a lot easier. I brought my daughter through your school, and I remember like it's yesterday. I even did it. And I mean, it taught me
We
things.
have more to teach you, I think. Maybe.
Yes. I was doing the slide, and learning how to bring it back. And my daughter, it changed her whole sense of mind and train of thought. It made her a different person on how to respect the car, but to keep her calm in those critical situations, and that's a huge thing.
Yep. Well, good luck to you out here testing. Good luck this weekend coming up at Atlanta, because it's only a matter of time. Like, you ain't going to keep Antron Brown in the, out of the first place spot here for very long.
No, we're going to keep working at it, and we got all the great guys, like you said, with Mark Oswald, with Brad Mason, Mike Neff, all these guys, and all the Smacko Tools guys behind us working. I mean, that's what we're headed for, and I'm telling you what, we're going to put all the work in, and brother, we're going to keep working. Even when we get to where we want to be, we're going to work beyond it so we can actually go that next step above everybody and get back to the way we used to be.
Well, you don't have all those wins and championships for no reason. There's a reason why you got those.
We try. We work. It's about putting that work in.
Well, Doug Herbert with Antron Brand out here, ZMax Dragway. Coming up this weekend, looking forward to seeing good results in Atlanta.
Absolutely. I hope I get to talk to you on Monday. That means I did something good. Hopefully I get to talk to you on Monday, and I'll be smiling.
There you go. So we're over here at the Monday Nationals at ZMax Dragway with crew chief Jim Overhofer, my buddy, and Paul Eat, driver of this new Nitro Funny Car team. Tell us, guys, what's going on today? You haven't ran this car this year. First time out. How's it going, and what are you looking forward to?
Well, what we're trying to do here with Paul's new team, the McLeod Racing team, we're just trying to go out and, develop a routine. I've got, been so fortunate, having all of Ron Capps' guys over here. So I've got my buddy Tobler over here helping me and all his guys and everybody from Schumacher's. They've been so great. And, Paul, we put him in the car. He's the least of our worries at all. He steps on the gas the first time and he mows a tree down. I'm like, well, we better get our act together running this car. But it's just been awesome. It's just been fun, for me. Paul's brought fun back into my life, especially with racing. So he's an awesome guy.
Paul, what are you looking forward to? Having a veteran like Jimmo putting things together and organizing. I see Tobler over here, and I see Donnie Bender. I mean, you got an A-list, a bunch of guys here.
I'm a very blessed guy. I mean, Jimmo's one of my best friends, and to be able to race with him and build a team together with him and build our future together, I couldn't ask for anything better than that. We added Donnie Bender and a lot of experienced guys. We got Tobler and all the Schumacher support behind us. I'm having the best time I've had in my life in racing, and I'm looking for it. And this is just the beginning, so I'm looking forward to see what we have in the future. I'm really excited.
What's the plans for running and schedule for the rest of the year?
Well, we plan on starting off one race a month, and we'll do 4 races between now and Indy. And the goal is by Indy to do the rest of the countdown races. So it comes to like 10 or 11 races this year.
Is that going to be enough to keep you busy, Jimmo?
Oh, are you kidding me? I mean, my biggest challenge now is making sure I don't hit my head on the body and stuff. But so far, I've only done that once, which is good. But no, that's plenty for me, and it allows us to learn and really digest things after a race and stuff. And and then in between those races, I still get to go help on Clay Milliken's dragster. So I get the best of both worlds. I get to have my cake and eat it too, which I probably should stop eating cake, I think.
You and me both. All the best of luck, and good luck going to Atlanta. You got to step on the gas and get a win down there. That would be really nice.
Oh, that's right. We're going to a race, I mean, we're obviously it's a new team, and we got the right people, and that's drag racing is about the money and the people. I mean, you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have the right people, then you're not going to do good, as all you guys know.
We're over here at Paulie's McLeod Nitro Funny Car, and I see Krista Baldwin and her mom, Paula. Sure nice to see you guys. I know you're really heavily involved with Paul's operation. Tell us a little bit about that, and then also your new thing that's coming along. We got to talk about the future of drag racing, the future generation. That's you.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting. I mean, so I work for McLeod Clutches with Paul. I'm the creative director of the company. And so, we've been talking, and, Paul's really wanted to come back, and now his health is back and he's ready to hit the ground running. And literally, I mean, it's been amazing. And just since I relocated to Indy, I was able to be hands-on at the shop, trying to put this car together, putting back a team program. I mean, so I've been out here for a long time, and the last 2 years have really expanded what I've been able to do. I mean, last year I was a crew person on the A-Fuel car, and then now I'm a team manager for a Nitro car. And so it's really expanding my horizons, and I'm really grateful for Paul. He's been a great mentor, and I'm really excited for this journey about the Nitro funny car.
Well, you're being pretty modest here, because I knew your dad for a long time, and I knew your grandfather. Between the two of them, they burned a lot of nitro here. Isn't that right, Mom?
Oh, you bet. There's been lots going through these pipes.
Krista's grandfather is the legendary Chris Kiramasini, so pretty cool background there. Her father, Bobby Baldwin, was actually the guy that I was racing. You had to remind me when I had that big blow up. You're like, oh my gosh, of everything I want to forget that. But you guys have been around racing for a long, long time. I'm sure that you've learned something over that period of time that's making you better prepared for what you're doing now. Tell us a little bit about that, and then tell us about your new racing operation.
Yeah, I mean, every year I've grown into the sport. I mean, when it came from driving to now crewing to now managing to now a team owner, now I got my hand in a lot of different things, and I'm really excited. A lot of irons in the fire, I'm not gonna lie. It's been quite hectic the last 3 months. It's been crazy, but everything's come to where I'm now able to own my own car. I own my own top alcohol dragster, run my own operation, and this weekend was my first time out as a team owner, and believe me, I've learned the hard way what it means to be a team owner, but I'm really proud to be where I'm at. I am. I mean, it's just going from third generation, 2 nitro cars in our family, now we have 3, and it's just, having my mom with me has been great, because she's been doing it a lot longer than I have.
I'm the momager.
So she gets every great picture, and it keeps us fed, that's for sure. But no, I'm super excited. I mean, this year, every aspect of my life changed, in the sense that I moved out of California into Indiana. I've owned my own car now, and now I get to work on the car. And now I'm helping Paul Lee, and I'm even mixing nitro for him and packing the parachutes and all that good stuff. So it's been crazy, let me tell you. And
Mom, what are you thinking about this? What are you thinking about all this?
It's exciting, and I don't know any other life. This has been my whole life, too. And when she was born, I knew that we had another one coming, that's for sure. Another racer coming up through the ranks. So I'm proud of her. I think she's doing an awesome job, and I hope she does well. And I know that there's going to be a little top fuel dragster in her future. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, I'm thinking that too. You've got nitro, I'm sure, in your blood and veins, and if your genealogy has anything to do with that, I'm sure you're going to be a really, really great top fuel driver one of these days soon too.
I hope so. I mean, that's the ultimate goal, is to go into top fuel and, of course, run all the races. And believe me, now I'm understanding how hard it is to get out there. But this year, I'm going to take this year, really learn how to manage a team and make sure my priorities are straight and make sure I have the right sponsorship funding. And then, hopefully next year I dabble into top fuel. We'll never know.
There you go. Well, for the Straight Line MRN, Doug Herbert reporting from ZMax Dragway.
Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, pick up 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil for $28.95 and get a $10 O'Reilly gift card by mail. Protect your engine from sludge and wear with Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The 1993 Cup Series season had more than its fair share of twists and turns.
Checkered flag's waving. I look in my mirror, and here's Earnhardt right on my tail, and he goes down low to pass me. And I said, oh, no, you don't.
As Wallace spins, Wallace's car goes on its nose.
Here's stories that you've never heard before in a 10-part series called The 1993 Season, 25 years later.
And Davey was behind me, and we came off the corner, and there's a guy standing in the middle of the racetrack.
You can download it for free on iTunes and at MRN.com right now.
Hi, folks. Mike Bagley here. At MRN, we rely on equipment from Racing Electronics.
Joey Logano to the lead on the back straightaway.
Racing Electronics has scanners and headphones. We can listen to every uncensored conversation between driver and crew.
You won the championship, baby, yeah!
And when we need live audio, in-car cameras, and up-to-the-second statistics, we use their latest handheld unit called Legend. To learn more about these products and many others, visit RacingElectronics.com. Racing Electronics, the official two-way communication partner of MRN.
Welcome back to MRN's The Straight Line, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Of course, O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day. And we're ready to head down to Atlanta. Southern Nationals coming up this weekend. It's going to be a big weekend down there in the Peach State. And if you'd like to get some tickets and attend, then what you do is you go to NHRA.com. Click on the red ticket tab in the top right corner and get your tickets and come on out to the races.
Probably good weather this weekend for some more racing, just like we had here in Charlotte last weekend. So you're anywhere close to, they call it Atlanta, which is actually a little bit of a misnomer because it's about 90 miles north of Atlanta. Actually, closer probably to Spartanburg, South Carolina.
You just about are, yeah. It's right up, just when you're driving from Charlotte, just as you cross over the border, it's pretty much right there on the right.
Yeah, so it's not really a far drive from anywhere. South Carolina, Western North Carolina.
And there's a lot of racing right in that zone too, because Road Atlanta is right there, and Lanier Raceway, the oval, is just across the street from Road Atlanta, and then there's another oval on the other side. The name escapes me, but I've done races there too.
You've been, they're all running together.
I've done races at all three, and then of course Atlanta Motor Speedway is all the way down on the other side.
Way down on the other side.
That part of the Atlanta area, there's probably more racetracks right there than anywhere else.
Yep.
So pretty cool. Also, now's when we got to do red light, green light, and this is, this is a really interesting moment. You and I have been to a lot of drag races, and you don't see this very often.
Yep.
Pro Stock Bike semifinal, and in this one, you got both the Ranas,
Angie
Smith and Andrew Hines, and Hector Sr.'s light malfunction, and he's a veteran enough that he thought, okay, something's not right. I'm just going to sit here, draw the NHRA officials' attention to it, and let them figure out what to do. They decided, re-rack them, let's rerun them. They win them, go back to the pits, straighten everything out with the machines, come back, reset it, and re-ran that quad. Now,
is it a red light or a green light?
Well, so here's what's interesting. The first time they did it, Andrew Hines didn't go through. Angie Smith went through. And Hector Jr. went through. They re-racked it, reran it. Hector Jr. goes through. Andrew goes through. Angie doesn't, and Hector Sr. doesn't.
Yeah.
But they felt that was the fairest thing to do. I guess if I'm looking at it quickly, my initial reaction is red light because the light didn't work. So it cost some people. It benefited Andrew because he ended up winning the whole thing. In fact, the Vincent Hines Harley team went 1 and 2, with Eddie taking second. So it's a huge positive for him. But Angie Smith's probably looking at it going, hey, I could have been in the final.
Right. Why'd they rerun? I don't know. I've been to a lot of races, and I've not seen them run very many elimination rounds, rerun. I had one time at Memphis one year, I had a frog was in the staging beam. A frog was in the staging beam, and I got a red light. Yeah, and I did. I shut the. No, I couldn't see it. I saw my lights were flickering as I'm staging the car, and So then both of my stage lights are on, and I was like, I don't know if I'm staged or not. And then my red light came on, and I just shut the car off on the starting line. Buster was the starter.
Yeah.
And Buster made the call, we're rerunning. I was racing Pat Austin, I think. We're rerunning. Went back up there, and
The
we
legendary
ended up,
Buster Couch.
Yeah, Buster Couch ran, or Buster Couch made the decision. We got to rerun that. It's not Herbert's fault. You know, I mean, there was a frog, and we got a red light by the frog. You know, and that was about the only time I've ever seen them rerun a pro round. That doesn't happen very often. So,
they'll
I think
have issues.
I think it was lucky. It didn't help her run a senior.
No.
So,
But that is okay, I guess, because you can say, well, it didn't work either time for him.
It didn't work either time.
But Angie Smith is the one who's probably going,
Yeah, wait a second. We ran. And I mean, it messes up their schedule, right? The TV, whatever. It messes up the run schedule. I don't know. I'm not sure, So I guess it was definitely a green light for Andrew Hines. It was definitely a green light for him, but it was a red light for Angie Smith.
Massive green light for the Vance and Hines Harley team. I mean, they end up going 1 and 2 and have a tremendous weekend.
Yep. Really good, but I think it was a red light and a green light. You're exactly right.
Okay.
Depends who you are, right?
Depends on who you are.
It falls a different way.
That's right. That's why we race them, right?
That's why you race them.
That's why we race them.
And sometimes why you re-race them.
That's why we race them twice. Hey, listen, thanks for tuning in to MRN's The Straight Line. Thanks to Shawn Langdon for joining us and all of the folks that joined you out at the racetrack on Monday. We will be back next week with more after this weekend's Southern Nationals. Enjoy the races. For Doug Herbert, I'm Ralph Sheen. We'll see you then.